Hello, October Panic Attack YouTube. My name is Dante, and this is my first review for 2012 season October Panic Attack Part 8 Depersonalization, a loss of all sense of reality for all of you panic attack sufferers out there. Doing a review for Eastern State Penitentiary Terror Behind the Walls. This is not an attraction that needs my review. It's not a mom and pop attraction. This attraction is known all over the country, out of the country. People travel from all over the place to go to this, and actually have not been there for a couple years, and just went back at an intimate type night, just on a really dead night, with my wife, and had the opportunity to go check it out. First things first, it looks like their prices increased this year, and this is one attraction, if you go, that you want to make sure that you do buy the tickets online. Lots of the times I'll say don't buy them online, because if you buy them online, you're going to pay more than you would if you went there and bought them. They're never going to sell out. And because you're going to pay for service fees and everything. But Eastern State Penitentiary, you want to buy the tickets online, especially this year, and the reason why is the tickets are like $40 each, but if you buy them online, they're half price with the service charge. All that being said, if you decide to find your own parking there, you're probably going to wind up paying about 20 bucks for parking, so you might want to consider taking the Ghost Bus, where you park your car near the Philadelphia Zoo and then take a Ghost Bus tour, listening about some supernatural activity in the Philadelphia area, and they drop you off at Eastern State Penitentiary, and then they pick you back up again and bring you back to your car for 12 bucks. So it's up to you. Okay, 20 bucks for parking and being stressed out looking to parallel park around the penitentiary, and there are a lot of restaurants around there and a lot of bars and a lot of craziness. Okay, or the Ghost Bus for 12 bucks, stress free, relatively, I guess. We paid the $20 for parking because we're idiots, but that's how it goes. One thing I'll say to you, Eastern State Penitentiary has an amazing schedule, so you do not have to be there amidst lines on Friday and Saturday nights or even Sunday nights. These guys have the attraction open on weeknights as well, not just Thursday, folks. I think it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even a couple Mondays. They have a brand new VIP thing they're doing this year. If you have 500 extra bucks, where you can go in with like 6 of your friends and have it all be personal, and real close. And they also have like an after dark type tour too, which is a little less money, kind of like a VIP type thing. So a lot of choices here. We haven't been there in a couple years, and one of the things we noticed is that they did in fact add a couple of new attractions and added a couple changes to the existing attractions that they've had there for a while. This is one of those places that when you buy your tickets, you're buying it for a particular time slot. I don't think anybody else really does that. So you might be in a line, but you're going to avoid excessive insanity, okay? And you do want to buy them online and don't go on the weekends. All that said, hey, look at that, folks. I had a piece of cheese on my mustache. I didn't really eat. I'm just joking. Okay, so anyway, Eastern State Penitentiary, just to give you a kind of a quick review on this, they are the kind of attraction where you go from one attraction to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. You don't have a say in the matter. You don't have a choice in the order. Okay, it's a 45 minutes total without lines. If there are lines, it might take you an hour to an hour and a half to get through the whole thing, attraction to attraction. There can be the possibility of getting a herded mentality at this place, meaning you might be in a line going from attraction to attraction, missing scares. This can be the place where that can happen, so I suggest that you do this in a time when there aren't a lot of people there. All that said, we found that a lot of the first couple attractions, including the new one, felt like there wasn't a lot going on. We had a lot of good jumps, and there was great atmosphere. Eastern State Penitentiary has great atmosphere, but this didn't feel like there was a lot going on. But things really picked up in the infirmary attraction. That was like our favorite attraction. The infirmary kicked serious butt. That was amazing. And they had a really weird thing with the claustrophobia bags. It wasn't like necessarily scary, but it was really original and WTF. And just a weird experience. I'm not going to tell you much about that, but it was really weird, really interesting. And they had a really cool hallway that kind of reminded me of the Penhurst Tunnel a little bit, but not the same at all. But there was this hallway of strobes and insanity that kind of give you like a little bit of an epileptic seizure, kind of. Great atmosphere. The 3D place added something different this year that only Creamy Acres I've ever seen at Creamy Acres before, but they did it there. That's all I'm going to say. Always a pretty effective 3D at their 3D attraction at Eastern State. the experiment it's called. All that said, the infirmary was definitely the best attraction. Night Watch doesn't have flashlights anymore, it seems. But it's not pitch black really. It's dark with strobe lights, and that was pretty cool too. Night Watch was pretty cool too, but by far the infirmary was the best. So it felt like there were some attractions where kind of not much was going on. Great atmosphere, but not that effective. We jumped a few times, but the infirmary kicked our butts all over the place. And then the last of the experiment and Night Watch were really cool too. But the scariest seemed to be the infirmary. Now, there's a lot of competition in the city. You got Fright Factory, you got Eastern State, and since it's an asylum, you got people comparing Eastern State to Penhurst. Okay, even though Penhurst was never an asylum, but they're, thematically they're making it an asylum. I will say this, folks, that between Penhurst and Eastern State, Penhurst definitely takes the cake in terms of destroying your mental and physical being, and even spiritual. Okay, all that said, Eastern State is a great place to go on a dead night, where you can for an hour get a really weird atmosphere and get some scares, and it might be a great intro before you do Penhurst. If you can't do Eastern State, you're never going to be able to do Penhurst. Okay, I'm just comparing two asylums here, folks. All that said, take that review as you will, and hope you guys have a great season, and you'll be seeing me around.